Welcome to SPOTO's online quiz. Today, we'll explain real certification exam questions to help you prepare with confidence. Questions 1. An engineer must configure infrastructure monitoring in a Cisco UCS domain to monitor traffic on the Cisco Fabric Interconnect A and Cisco Fabric Interconnect B port links connected to Cisco MDS switches SW1 and SW2. The monitored traffic must be sent to Cisco Intersite at 20 gigabits per second for further analysis. Which command must be run on a UCS device after the create fmonition fmonitor1/0 command is run? A. Set direction transmit. B. Create fcmon session storage. C. Set speed 20 Gbps. D. Create dest interface 11. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, B. The provided answer is correct. The goal is to monitor fiber channel, FC, traffic flowing between the Cisco Fabric Interconnects and the MDS CN switches. The configuration process requires defining both a source, the FC traffic, and a destination, an Ethernet port sending data to Intersite. The initial create fmon session command begins the configuration of the destination session. Therefore, the logical and necessary next step is to define the source of the traffic. The command create fcmon session storage accomplishes this by creating a monitoring session specifically for fiber channel traffic. Once both the source, FC, and destination, Ethernet, sessions are created, they can be linked. The other options are incorrect as they either configure session attributes, set direction, or physical port settings, set speed, which are subsequent or separate steps. Questions 2. An engineer must develop a Python script that generates an interface configuration Jinja template called port_config.j2 with values defined in a Python dictionary called int_dict. The generated output must be written to a file called port.conf in the same directory as the Python script. Which line must be added to complete the script and send the interface configuration generated to a Cisco Nexus switch using SSH? A .com equals nexus.send_config_from_file, commands. B.com equals nexus.send_config_from_file, port.conf. C.com equals nexus.send_config_from_file, file. D.com equals nexus.send_config_from_file, int_dict. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, C. Based on the provided information, the correct answer should be B, not C. Here is the professional explanation for the correct choice. The send_config_from_file method, part of the NetNico library, is designed to read configuration commands from a local file and send them to a network device. The method's required argument is a string containing the name or path of the file to be read. In this scenario, the script explicitly generates the configuration and saves it to a file named port.conf. Therefore, to send this specific configuration to the Nexus switch, the file name port.conf must be passed as the argument. Using the literal string file as an option C would cause the script to search for a non-existent file named file, leading to an error. Option B is the only choice that correctly references the output file created by the script. Questions 3. Which storage solution allows multiple users to access files directly on a storage array over a LAN network? A. Network file system. B. Network attached storage. C. Direct attached storage. D. Storage area network. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, A. While a network file system, NFS, is a protocol that enables file sharing, the most accurate answer describing the complete storage solution is Network Attached Storage, NAS. NAS is a dedicated hardware appliance connected to a LAN, specifically designed to provide centralized, file-level data access to multiple users simultaneously. It manages its own operating system and file system, presenting shared folders to clients using protocols like NFS or SMB/CIFS. This allows various users to access, store, and share files from a central location as if it were a local drive. In contrast, a storage area network, SAN, provides block-level access to servers, not direct file access to users, and direct attached storage, DAS, is not networked for shared access. Therefore, NAS is the comprehensive solution that directly matches the question's criteria. Questions 4. An engineer is configuring AAA authentication on an MDS 9000 switch. The LDAP server is located under the IP 10.10.2.2. The data sent to the LDAP server should be encrypted. Which command should be used to meet these requirements? A.IDAP server host 10.10.2.2 enable SSL. B.IDAP server 10.10.2.2 port 443. C.IDAP server host 10.10.2.2 key SSL _key. D.IDAP server 10.10.2.2 key SSL _key. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, A. The command LDAP server host 10.10.2.2 enable SSL is the correct choice because the enable SSL keyword is the specific directive within Cisco MDS/NXOS to initiate an encrypted session with the LDAP server. This action wraps the LDAP communication in a secure sockets layer/transport layer security, SSL/TLS, tunnel, creating a secure LDAP's connection. This ensures that all AAA traffic, including usernames and passwords, is encrypted in transit, fulfilling the security requirement. The other options are incorrect. Specifying a port, B, does not inherently enable encryption, and port 443 is for HTTPS, not LAPS, which typically uses port 636. Using a key parameter, C and D, is the syntax for configuring a shared secret, commonly used with protocols like Radius or TCAX+, not for enabling certificate-based SSL/TLS encryption for LDAP. Questions 5. An engineer implements an FCOE unified fabric where VPC exists between N9KA and N9KB. To avoid rate discards, bandwidth must be regulated to account for sent traffic that exceeds the access speed. Which set of commands completes the configuration, A, B, C, D? A. Option A. B. Option B. C. Option C. D. Option D. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, C. This configuration correctly implements Priority Flow Control, PFC, the essential mechanism for creating a lossless fabric required by FCOE to prevent packet drops during congestion. The solution properly uses a network QoS policy to address this system-level behavior. First, it classifies FCOE traffic, typically mapped to an internal QoS group. The critical command, pause PFC COS3, enables the PFC pause functionality specifically on class of service, COS3, the industry standard for FCOE traffic. Applying this policy globally with the service policy type network QoS command ensures that the switch will send a pause frame upstream when its buffers for FCOE traffic are nearing capacity. This directly prevents the oversubscription-related rate discards mentioned in the problem description, ensuring reliable storage traffic delivery. Question 6. A network engineer must implement VXLAN between two core switches called core_2 and core_3. The core switches must have multicast disabled. In addition, the VLAN 100 called app and VLAN 200 called DB must be extended between the core switches. The initial VXLAN configuration has been completed on core_2. Which network virtual interface configuration completes VXLAN configure A, B, C, D? A. Option A. B. Option B. C. Option C. D. Option D. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, C. This configuration correctly establishes a VXLAN tunnel in unicast-only mode, as required by the multicast disabled constraint. This mode is known as headend or ingress replication. The source interface loopback 0 command defines a stable IP address for this switch's VTEP. The member NI commands correctly associate the VNIs for VLANs 100 and 200 with the virtual interface. Most importantly, the ingress replication protocol static command enables unicast mode, and the corresponding peer IP 192.168.1.2 command explicitly identifies the remote VTEP, core_2. This static peer definition is essential for this switch, core_3, to know where to replicate broadcast, unknown unicast, and multicast, BUM, traffic, completing the VXLAN tunnel configuration. Question 7. A network engineer is using TDump to capture a snapshot of OSPF-related traffic on a specific Cisco NXOS switch port. For security reasons, the capture must be taken using an embedded container that is already deployed on the Cisco Nexus device. Which command completes the script? A. Guest_shell. B. Guest_shell bash. C. Run guest_shell. D. Run bash. You have 15 seconds to answer. Answer, A. The guest_shell command is correct as it provides access to the secure, isolated Linux container environment built into Cisco NXOS. This sandboxed environment allows network engineers to safely run standard Linux applications, such as the dump packet analyzer, directly on the switch without interfering with the core control plane operations. By entering the guest_shell, the engineer gains access to a full-featured bash shell from which they can execute dump with the necessary privileges to capture traffic on a specific interface. The other options are incorrect. Run bash accesses the underlying host shell, not the secure container, while the remaining commands are syntactically invalid for accessing the guest_shell environment. Don't want to miss any exam content? Visit the SPOTO website now to take a free practice exam. Or add us on WhatsApp for everything you need to know.